Disclaimer. This is educational purpose video only. I didn't harm anyone. I used my own device during explain of this method, so please don't use this method any kind of illegal or malicious activities. Because hacking is crime. If you do this, then it can land you in jail. I'm not support any kind of illegal or malicious hacking.
Okay, so our first command is going to be to create a new database and import our word list in that database. So it's going to be arrow lib ng. We're going to create a new database. So let's call it test db. And we're going to import passwords. And we're going to put the name of our word list, which is called WPA word list. So very simple. Arrowlib is the name of the program, test is the name of the database that we're gonna create, and we're telling it to import passwords, and the passwords are gonna be taken from a file called WPA word list. Gonna hit enter, and as you can see, a new database called test db has been created, and the passwords have been imported into it. So the next command we're gonna do is we're gonna import our ESSID to the database. So I'm just gonna store the name of the ESSID of the target network into a file. I'm gonna do this using a Linux command, the echo command. So I'm just gonna say test ap. I'm gonna echo it to a file, and I'm gonna call the file test ESSID. So that's basically, so I'm gonna read it now. Cat test ESSID. That's just making sure that the name is there. So this command, I just created a file and I saved the word test ap in that file. That's the name of my target access point. And then here I just read the file to make sure that it actually contains test ap, and we can see that it contains test ap. Now I'm gonna import this file into my database. So we're gonna use the same command that we used before. The only difference is we're gonna say we're importing ESSID this time, and the name of the file that contains the ESSIDs is test ESSID. So again, arrowlib ng test db, that's the name of my database that I'm importing information to. Import is the command, we want to import stuff. ESSID is the name that we're telling it we want to import ESSID, and test ESSID is just a text file that contains the name of my target access point. Gonna hit enter, and that has been imported successfully. Now this is the step that takes the most time. We're gonna convert each password in the list. We're gonna combine it with the ESSID. So we're gonna create a list of PMKs from our word list. Again, we're gonna use arrowlib ng, and we're gonna put the name of the database that contains our word list, and then we're gonna tell it to batch, which is just convert each password, combine it with the ESSID, and create a PMK from each password in the list. Okay, so as you can see now, it computed all the PMKs, so that's the number of PMKs, that's the number of passwords that I have in my original list. And all of these passwords have been converted to PMKs, and they're stored in my database, which is testdb. And we can see that it took 366 seconds. So we're saving this time because the scenario that we're working on, we'd be only waiting for the handshake. So we can do this while we're waiting to capture the handshake. Once we have the handshake, then we can crack it straight away using the PMKs, the already done PMKs, which will be much quicker. Let's see how we do that. We're gonna use aircrackng, and we're gonna use the option R to specify our database, which is called testdb. And then we're gonna specify our handshake file, which is WPA or test handshake.com. So very simple, aircrackng R, specify the test DB, and then we're gonna specify the handshake file. Gonna hit enter, and as you can see, we cracked the password in much quicker. We cracked it in less than a second. So in the previous video it took 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Now it took less than 1 second. So it's much quicker, because instead of aircrack-ng converting each password to a PMK, we are using a list of already made PMKs. So this is useful if you're trying, if capturing the handshake is taking a while because there is no clients connected to the target network. We have our PMKs ready, so that once we capture the handshake, we can crack it straight away.